Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the Nhl Dfs slate for Tuesday, March 14th. We got ourselves a 12-game slate here tonight, where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and some of my favorite value plays, and then we'll wrap up today's video talking a little prize picks. With that being said, let's dive into my spreadsheet here. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do in the top left-hand corner with those highest implied game totals. Now, we got one of these games coming in with an implied total of 7 goals between the Sens and Oilers, 6 games coming in at 6.5, 3 games at 6 goals even, and then 2 games here at 5.5. And then take a look down here at the Vegas odds, where you can see each team who's favored to win tonight. And then here's a quick schedule update for this week. Video today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, breaking down each one of those Nhl Dfs slates. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight, starting with that first line for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We got Crosby centering Gensel and Rust. Love this spot for the Penguins in general tonight at home against the Montreal Canadiens, who are playing on back-to-back nights after getting routed 8-4 last night by the Colorado Avalanche. This first line here should carry the pace of play against the Canadiens team that ranks 27th overall in Corsi percentage. Not very good with puck possession. They've also allowed 3.61 goals per game this season, the 6th most in the NHL, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 73% rate. That is the 2nd worst in the NHL. You'll see Crosby and Gensel play up on the number 1 power play, and Rust plays down on the 2nd power play. And then another line stack that I like building around here tonight is that first line for the Boston Bruins. We got Bergeron centering Marchand and Bertuzzi. Now, Bertuzzi did not start up on the first line last game, but he did finish there. I want to confirm that he's back up on the first line tonight prior to puck drop. I have not seen line rushes for the Bruins at practice this morning, so I haven't been able to confirm that, but I believe they'll give him another shot to play with these two guys here. I'm a little surprised at how affordable this line was. They're cheaper than the Bruins' second line of Pastrnak, Krejci, and Zacha, and a great matchup here against Chicago, a team that's allowed 3.55 goals per game this year, the 8th most in the NHL, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 76% rate. That is the 11th worst. We'll see Bergeron and Marchand play up on the number 1 power play. Bertuzzi plays down on the 2nd. Very similar line structure to that first line that I highlighted for Pittsburgh. And again, this is another game that Boston should dominate, being that Chicago ranks dead last in Corsi percentage this year. Now, folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. And don't forget, I am running that Discord channel too. We got a great group of people in there talking hockey and prize picks. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here. We're going to kick it off with the forwards. First guy I got there is Leon Draisaitl. I was a little surprised that he's not in the 8K range here tonight. I got McDavid at 10.1K, so I'll take the discount here on Draisaitl. He's playing really good hockey right now. Good matchup at home tonight against the Ottawa Senators, who are not playing the best hockey themselves as of late, having allowed 4.20 goals per game in their past 5 games, including a loss to Chicago and Vancouver, giving up 5 goals to both of those teams. You can see Draisaitl's numbers here over his past 10. 9 goals, 7 assists, 16 points, averaging around 3 shots on net per game. And they should be on the power play quite a bit here tonight, the Edmonton Oilers, as the Senators have taken the 3rd most minor penalties in the NHL this year, and no power play has been better than the Edmonton Oilers this season. Now, one game I kind of like targeting in general here tonight is that between the Blue Jackets and Sharks, 2 of the worst defensive teams in the NHL, to where it could be one of those games where we see a lot of goals scored. If I just look at the last 10 days here in the NHL, the Sharks have allowed 5 goals per game in their past 5. That's the most in the NHL during that stretch of games. And the Blue Jackets are right behind them at 4.75 goals per game. That's an average of close to 10 goals allowed per game over the past 10 days between these two teams. Yeah, we could go with the first line. You got Gaudreau and Jenner playing together, but I kind of like going to Line here at $6,500. He's one of those guys that can go for 30 30, 35 plus DraftKings points. He's got a ridiculous shot, and when he uses it, he can definitely find the back of the net. He's got 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points here in his past 10, averaging around 3 shots on net per game. Plays on that second line, but plays up on that number 1 power play. And again, just a great matchup in general to where he can definitely get on the score sheet. I then got Andrei Kuzmenko of the Vancouver Canucks, who's playing some tremendous hockey for this Vancouver team right now, up on that first line with Elias Pettersson. Those two have shown some really good chemistry together, not only on that first line, but that number 1 power play too. You can see here over his past 10 games, he's racked up 9 goals, 3 assists, 12 points. 2 of those goals coming on the power play. Playing the Dallas Stars here tonight, certainly a good defensive team, but the Stars are playing on back-to-back nights on the road, so I certainly don't mind that. Plus, they're likely to start their backup goaltender tonight in Matt Murray, who was just recalled from the AHL 12 days ago. He's actually played 1 game in the NHL, and although he did get that win against Chicago, he allowed 2 goals on 21 shots on net. That's a save percentage of .905. I'd hesitate to say that's very good, but again, just not a lot of experience with that goaltender, so I don't mind the matchup here for Vancouver. I then got Jonathan Marchessault there of the Vegas Golden Knights, who I think is offering some nice value at this price here, $5,500. I know he's had some highs and lows this year, but I like the way he's played as of late. You can see here in his past 10 games, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. He's riding a 3-game point streak and has points here in 5 of his last 6. And I do like the matchup against the Philadelphia Flyers tonight, a team that's allowed 3.27 goals per game this season, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 75% rate. That is the 8th worst in the NHL. You'll see Marchessault play up on that first line with Eichel and play on the number 2 power play, but Vegas does a very good job of splitting up their top 2 power plays, pretty much 50-50. And then I got 2 forwards here in the 4K range that I think are offering some nice value as well, and have been getting on the score sheet at a very high rate as of late. Dawson Mercer of the New Jersey Devils, who's playing up on the first line in number 2 power play right now, and then Tommy Novak of the Nashville Predators, who's playing on the first line in number 1 power play for them. So if we take a look at their numbers here in the past 10, Mercer's been great as of late, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. In his last 10, he actually just had his point streak come to an end last game against the Carolina Hurricanes. Prior to that, you can see he was on a tear, and then Novak has been awesome for Nashville as well. 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points here in his past 10, logging some really solid minutes. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, obviously with 24 different teams playing here tonight, there are some nice top-tier plays to choose from, but I really don't have much interest spending above $6,000 at this position tonight. I think most of the value lies within the 3 to 5K range. You can see I got a bunch of honorable mentions listed there in the 3K range that can definitely get you double-digit DraftKings points. But in terms of my top defensemen that I want to stack up with forwards on the same power play, I got those listed on the spreadsheet here. Chris Letang of the Pittsburgh Penguins, great matchup at home against Montreal. Mo Seider is playing really good hockey for the Detroit Red Wings right now. You could use him as more of a one-off play if you didn't want to stack up the Red Wings power play, but he's up on the number 1 power play if you did want to do that. Dmitry Orlov still remains on the number 1 power play for the Boston Bruins, so I like that price of $4,900. And then Evan Bouchard playing on the best power play in the league with the Edmonton Oilers. Hard to ignore him at $4,300. But again, I do believe there's a lot of value in the 3K range tonight, so check out those players as well. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you, kind of a higher priced and lower priced option. 12-game slate, 24 different goaltenders to choose from. I honestly thought it'd be a lot easier to pick my top goaltender, but it wasn't. I did end up going here with Joonas Korpisalo of the LA Kings. Now, for starters, make sure that he's playing over Phoenix Copley. I believe it's his turn here tonight. They've kind of been rotating as of late. And he's looked really good in his first 2 games with the Kings, having won both of those games, including last game against the Colorado Avalanche, where he's racked up 16 and 18.5 DraftKings points in both of those wins. And we got Vejmelka there of the Arizona Coyotes. This is a high-risk, high-reward type of play, tournament or GPP only for me, but at $7,100, I certainly don't mind the price. He's definitely someone that can get 35 saves in a game, get you that 3-point DraftKings bonus, and even get you 30-plus DraftKings points. Surprisingly, he's 6-2-1 in his last 9 games. That caught me a little off guard, and I don't mind the matchup matchup here tonight against the Calgary Flames. Haven't been scoring goals at a very high rate as of late, and they're actually second in the NHL in shots on goal per game, so Veggie should see a lot of rubber go his way. Again, someone who can definitely get you that 35 save bonus and get you 3 extra DraftKings points. And as always, going to wrap up the spreadsheet here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. I do got some honorable mentions at the forward position as well in the notes, but the first guy here on the spreadsheet is William Eklund of the San Jose Sharks, playing up on the first line in #1 power play right now. Played just 5 games in the NHL this year, had a really good first game, but has kind of been quiet since then. However, the Sharks are giving him all of the opportunity in the world right now, logging 19-20 minutes per game, and I do like the matchup again against the Columbus Blue Jackets at home tonight. Next is Brett Ritchie of the Arizona Coyotes, currently playing up on the first line in #1 power play right now, being that Nick Schmaltz is out. He's had 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points here in 3 games with the Coyotes ever since being traded there, and he just so happens to play the team that traded him at the deadline in the Calgary Flames tonight, so you got that revenge narrative there. And then Ken Johnson of the Columbus Blue Jacket plays on the third line in #2 power play. The rookie's racked up 13 goals, 19 assists, 32 points in 62 games this year, just above a half point per game type of player, but he's shown he's capable of hitting 20, 25 plus DraftKings points. And again, just like this matchup in general tonight against the San Jose Sharks. And then to wrap up this video here, want to talk a little prize picks with you guys. For starters, if you have not signed up for prize picks yet, but you want to get in on this action, I got a promo code that you should definitely take advantage of. When you're signing up, use my promo code GRIFF. GRIFF, and Prizepicks will give you all the way up to a $100 match deposit. Now again, you do not have to put $100 in either. If you want to deposit 50, they'll match that. You want to deposit 20, they'll match that as well. Again, they'll match anything up to $100 as long as you use my promo code GRIFF. GRIFF upon signing up. Now, being that it's Tuesday, this is arguably the best day of the week for prize picks, so again, get in on this action. We got 12 games to choose from here on the NHL side of things, a lot of picks to go through, plus we'll likely have a Taco Tuesday prop coming out this afternoon. You guys know my plan of attack here. I'm going to do my research and then let you know my final picks in a comment below on this video, and I'll be sure to pin that comment as well. But don't forget, I am posting my picks in my Discord channel too, and if you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 12-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.